Sadhguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambi Reads the Holy Books of India, Ramayana373. As you may remember, Nikumba was killed by Hanuman. 28. Indrajit to the rescue. The Vanaras, when they saw Nikumba killed, set up such a roar of joy that the quarters were filled with the noise, and the Rakshasa army was struck with a fear which was almost superstitious. They were made to realize that all their bravery was nothing before this crowd of monkeys, which was armed only with rocks and trees. Not one of them knew how to use the bow and arrow or even a sword, and yet every time they seemed to be gaining the upper hand. Makaraksha, another of the good warriors on the side of Ravana, was killed by Rama after he had invoked the Astra Agneya. When he heard about the massacre in the army caused by the Vanaras and by Rama and his brother, Ravana was at a loss as to what he should do. He sent for his son Indrajit. He asked him to go to the front immediately. He told his son about the killing of Kumbha and Nikumba, and Ravana added, "Go and use your Maya tactics if you must. You're extremely valiant, and you should be able to vanquish the brothers Rama and Lakshman. You have defeated Indra, and why should I be worried that you cannot kill these two men?" Indrajit was eager to go. As was usual with him, he performed a yagna and poured oblations into the fire. He offered sacrifice to it, and he was greeted with good omens. Agni also was, as usual, with him, and he emerged out of the homa and glowed like molten gold, accepted the habis offered to him. After pacifying the Devas, the Danavas, and the Asuras, Indrajit approached the chariot, which was capable of appearing or disappearing at will. Pure high-born steeds were yoked to it, and the bows and arrows were placed there in readiness. The top of the chariot was glistening with golden turrets, and his banner was tipped with gold. Indrajit was protected by Brahma's Astra, and the chariot itself had divine powers. Indrajit was not susceptible to harm from anyone, not even from the Astras which were in the possession of Rama and Lakshman. After completing the incantations, Indrajit finished his worship of the fire, and he told himself, "I will court victory in the field today. I will kill these false ascetics who have been wandering around in Dandaka, and I will lay my victory at the feet of my father as a tribute to him. I will rid the world of all monkeys. Rama and Lakshman will be dead." For a while he concealed himself. Suddenly he appeared on the battlefield with his chariot bristling with weapons of every type, but mostly bows and arrows. He approached the two brothers who were raining arrows on his army, and he became a cloud which pours rain made up of arrows instead of raindrops. He rose up into the sky, and hiding himself behind the clouds, he began to harass the brothers. They dispatched astras. These astras were as bright as the sun and were many in number, and still they were not able to see their assailant. Still unseen by anyone, Indrajit made the sky to be darkened by smoke. The mist and darkness enveloped the quarters. He could not be seen, but his progress could by the arrows from his bow. No one heard the noises of the horse's hoofs, nor the twang of his bow. The arrows by name Naranchas were sent by him incessantly, and he hurt Rama in his limbs. Like twin mountains drenched in rain, they stood the Koshal brothers, and they sent their arrows toward where they guessed Indrajit was. They touched him and fell down on the ground, their tips red with his blood. The arrows which were shot by Indrajit were cut up by those of the princes, and their astras were still gauging the spot where he stood hidden. He was going all over the sky with the speed of wind, and he was harassing them. Sadguru Nath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.